This is the FREESKY Alaska Pro 2025 dual battery electric bike, a full suspension fat tire rig with a tough 6061 aluminum frame, dual crown 4-cup front, and two neatly integrated batteries that make the down tube look thick and purposeful. The black finish, 26-inch wheels wrapped in 4-inch rubber, and the solid handlebar and stem give it a muscular look that sits somewhere between a big trail bike and a light moto. It's the kind of bike that draws attention without trying too hard. Key features that stand out to me are the 48V 41AH dual battery system, a 1200W rear hub motor that peaks at a claimed 2500W, 130 Nm of torque, a full hydraulic 4-piston brake setup front and rear, a lockable and adjustable suspension fork paired with a rear shock, a Shimano 7-speed drivetrain, and a bright LCD display with useful extras like cruise control and a strong 800-lumen headlight. The batteries are removable, and the total energy is 1968 watt-hours, which is massive for an e-bike. From my experience, that battery capacity is what changes how I ride. I stop thinking about range and start thinking about where I want to go. I've put real miles on this bike across city streets, bike paths, and plenty of hard-packed dirt and gravel. The range is the headline. The company quotes roughly 90 to 160 plus miles, depending on rider weight, wind, terrain, and assist level. That lines up with what I've seen. On a day pulling a small trailer with my son and some gear, around 20 miles barely touch the battery gauge. On mixed-use rides using moderate pedal assist, the percentage drops so slowly that I sometimes forget I'm on an e-bike that even needs charging. Charging both batteries from low takes longer than a single battery bike, as you'd expect. Plan for an evening on the charger, yet the payoff is days of riding for many people. The motor has one job, and does it well: push a heavy bike and adult rider quickly and smoothly. Acceleration on pavement is addictive. In the highest assist, it surges with confidence, and on long open stretches, it will cruise at speeds that feel more like lightweight moto territory. Use pedal assist to see above 30 mile-per-hour numbers, and remember, the throttle tops out lower by design. Quick note for anyone new to e-bikes: many cities have e-bike classes that limit assist speed and throttle use on public paths. Check your local rules and ride respectfully. What makes that speed feel usable is the stability. The bike is heavy, no sugarcoating that, and the weight is high for a bicycle. The upside is rock-solid tracking at speed and a planted feel over cracks, patches, and gravel. The 4-piston hydraulic discs are strong, and I notice the difference immediately in how little effort it takes to slow a fast, heavy bike. Modulation is predictable, and I haven't had fade issues on long paved descents. The fat tires add comfort and grip on loose surfaces, and if you play with tire pressure, you can tune out a lot of chatter. The suspension layout is tuned more for comfort than for aggressive trail riding. In my opinion, that's the right call here. The fork is stout and confidence-inspiring, and the rear end keeps the bike from kicking you around on rough pavement or washboard gravel. I had one quirk early on. The rear linkage bolts on my unit were too tight from the factory, which made the back end feel harsh. Loosening to spec and adding a bit of synthetic grease transformed the feel from almost hardtail to genuinely plush. If you're new to suspension, think of it like this. You want the shock and pivots to move smoothly so the wheel can track the ground, which keeps traction and comfort high.
Now, the trade-offs. Weight is the cost of entry for this much battery and this kind of frame. Carrying it upstairs or hoisting it onto a rack is not fun. If you live in a walk-up or need to transport it often, plan ahead. On technical dirt climbs where the ground is loose and steep, the rear hub motor reveals its limitation. A hub motor turns the rear wheel directly and doesn't use your bike's gears, so it's amazing for speed on flat or rolling terrain, but not ideal for slow, torque-multiplied climbs. Mid-drive motors send power through the crunk, so they can use the gear range to help on steep climbs. That's why this bike flies on asphalt and gravel, but feels out of its element on rocky, rooty, step-up single track. The ground clearance isn't generous either, so chunkier obstacles can lead to pedal or frame strikes, especially if you're not careful about line choice. The stock tires have a shallow tread that's great on pavement and hardpack, but they're not teethy enough for loose, technical dirt. Swapping to a more aggressive pattern helps, though you still can't change the motor layout or weight. For day-to-day living, I like the small touches. The LCD is bright and easy to read in sun. Pedal assist levels are straightforward, and walk mode is handy when pushing the bike up a ramp. The thumb throttle on the left side is right where I expect it, making quick launches from stoplights simple. Cruise control sounded like a novelty, but on long straight paths, it saves my throttle thumb and makes speed control consistent. The headlight is genuinely bright for urban rides, and the rear light improves visibility. My unit includes a smart card power-on system which works like a tap-to-enable immobilizer. It's a real confidence booster when I lock the bike outside a store. I still use a heavy lock, but shutting down the electronics adds an extra layer of deterrence. Comfort is strong overall. The saddle is fine for long rides, and the cockpit position feels upright and relaxed. I'm 6 feet tall, and for me, the stock seat post is short for perfect leg extension. So I'd budget for a longer post or a suspension post if you want even more comfort. Shifting with the Shimano trigger shifter is familiar and dependable. Just remember, the 7 gears mostly help your cadence and climbing efficiency on moderate grades. The motor is doing the heavy lifting. Who do I think this bike suits best? It's perfect for long-distance commuters who want to ride multiple days without charging. It's perfect for riders who want to replace a lot of car miles with something quicker than pedaling a regular bike, especially on hilly routes. It's perfect for bigger riders who want a frame that feels solid under power and a motor that doesn't blink at a steep paved climb. From my experience, I'd recommend this for explorers who like to leave the house, point toward a lake or a park 20 or 30 miles away, and come home with charge to spare. If your dream is technical mountain trails, rock steps, and tight switchbacks, I'd steer you toward a lighter, mid-drive EMTB with real ground clearance and aggressive tires. Different tools for different jobs. Reliability-wise, the frame welds look clean, hardware is robust, and nothing on mine has rattled loose after proper setup. As with any e-bike, keep an eye on brake pad wear, tire pressure, and pivot bolts. The bike can support up to 300 pounds, which fits its stout personality. If you run a rear rack and panniers, the long range pairs nicely with cargo duty. Grocery runs with a trailer are easy, and the motor's torque makes starts with weight feel controlled rather than wobbly. If you do a lot of night riding off the grid, consider adding a helmet light for better corner vision, since handlebar lights point where the bars are aimed, not where you're looking. In my opinion, the Alaska Pro 2025 is a purpose-built long-range cruiser that prioritizes comfort, speed on paved and groomed surfaces, and the freedom that comes from almost not caring about battery levels. It's not pretending to be a competition trail machine, and when I stopped asking it to be that, I enjoyed it a lot more. The heavy frame and dual batteries create a stable, secure ride that feels more like a small utility vehicle than a bicycle. Put that together with strong brakes and practical features, and you get something that makes sense for commuting, errands, fitness rides, and long weekend adventures. In conclusion, the FREESKY Alaska Pro 2025 delivers serious power and class-leading range in a sturdy, confidence-inspiring package. If you value distance, stability, and comfort, it shines. If your goals are steep technical climbs and light, flickable handling, it's the wrong tool. I like it most as a car replacement companion for everyday life and as a fun, fast explorer on pavement and light dirt. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own ride experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.